This is still connected to the destination here. What is it?
Excuse me, house. Left here yesterday with class certain things regarding they put me there out from somewhere, but when the actual I say I have to go, they are not really keep quiet. So we left here yesterday without knowing the actual feeling. I think that was the problem. It is here. On page 12 of Sudanese Kingdom. Right? Written from 2 months ago. On page 12. Have here JP, not JP, JP. The spelling that was written here was written by a white man. So instead of writing BYE, you wrote BIE. But the correct spelling is JP, not JP. That's the only difference.
BYEPI.
BYEPI. JP is the same thing as Morada. What call it Morada? Morada is a Hausa language. Morada, what is it? Morada, Oruruba, what is Hausa language? The actual name that our forefather gave that place is J-O-R-P. Where R-P, J, J is a place. We put J is a place. Like Ukari, it used to be Uka or Ukari or Joka. Uka, Ukari, Uka. W is added by the Hausa pronunciation. That is Ukari.
So based on your facts, what is the right spelling? What is the correct spelling?
The correct spelling is BYEBI.
Yes.
BP. Oh, Bage Ata. So the word Korarafa actually, I think it actually supposed to. But what is the meaning of Apa? Is it the same thing as Api? Apa, is it speaking about the Wapa only? Apa, APA, yes. Okay. Apa. Okay. But it's from that very word that the word Wapa came from. Apa. Because if you listen to the folklore of the Idoma, they will say they came from Apa. 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 Okay, Apa. So now we have the Kwara, 2 Kwaras. The first Kwara is the Niger, and then the second Kwara is the Benue. And the very first Kwara is dominated by the Nupe, which is like a Kwara Nupe. And then we have Kwara Apa, Kwara Apa, Kwara Rafa. So that could actually be what or where the name Kwara Rafa came from, possibly.
The Quran the meaning in the Hausa language. When I look at Kwara room, Kwara room, they are coming in fusion. So what they Kwara
Because there are actually usually many facets to stories like that, just like the issue of Kaduna. And Hausa will say it is plural form of Kada. Meanwhile, the Bagi will say no, it's not like that. The same thing with Lokoja. The Nupe will say it's actually from Lukongi. And then the Yoruba will say no, it means Lokoja. It means something else in their language. The same thing with Igala, they will say no, it's in their language. And it means another thing that is close to that. So different facets, but the river Niger is actually called Kwara. Around, I think, by the Nupe people, Kwara. And most of the words, or a lot of the words that Hausas don't have culturally, they are borrowed from the Nupe heavily. Just like the word Tunga is a Nupe word. The name Tanko is a Nupe word, it's a Nupe name. There are many of them like that. Tanko. Tanko. I'm not a Nupe, but it's part of their names.
What is the story?
Tanko. Tan.
In our own local, when a woman keep giving birth to female, after some time she now gives birth to a male, when they will call him Tanko.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. The word Tanko, the name Tanko is a Nupe name that is from Nupe language that is borrowed into the Hausa language. Just like the name Asabe is from Arabic, directly gotten, which is from Asabar. And Arabic and Hebrew is the same kind of pronunciation, Asabat or Ashabat. So that word Kwararafa, somehow, because this one is just another version of it. Some people may say the Kwararafa may actually mean something related to pagans, but it actually has a name or a meaning, and it is that very meaning that we are yet to discover how it came to be. So we are still in the search to know where it came from. No, they are just bringing up a story because they always have a story where there's no story.
The same Quran was given to our forefathers by the Hausa.
Their houses always have a story to bring it out.
The fighting thing where it meaning
Chains of army are coming.
Okay.
Have to take your time.
Yes.
Imagine for imagine. Uh, the name a curriculum from 1 to 6, 5, 6, 1, 3. Anya kan aku apa ada cerita. Ada kita main apa? Yang buat dalam apa orang kita orang di Asia apa? Aku kira belum betul. Aku di sini aku yang aku belum berani. Aku ada berita. Aku ada wonyi. Ada guru baca lagi. Beda. Ibarat aku adalah putaya orang saya di sana kalau ini nak jadi. Ini kita jualan mungkin dia juga kita sama teman saya orang berbeza. Orang kita beda. Beda orang. Aku mau beza.
Okay, so let's look at this very number 19. This is an example of what we are not supposed to have. For example, I know that people from the southern part of Nigeria, they have a problem pronouncing this sound, TS, tsa. If they want to pronounce a name like Katina, they'll say Castina. What is Castina? So let it not be that we will now follow them and be pronouncing things when we have the same sound, we have tsa sound, and then we'll now follow those that don't have sound, tsa, and then pronouncing things like them. We have to be very knowledgeable of our own orthography, about our own language. How do we pronounce the words in our own language? We still have the same problem with even the Tyap speaker. Because the Hausa language doesn't have the gba sound. If they want to pronounce or write some certain words, they will write GW instead of GB. What is gwa? You want to say Ogbandang, they will say Ogwandang. That's the way Hausas pronounce it. Because you keep on speaking Hausa. Before you know it, you begin to pronounce things like that. Your own language, you begin to pronounce things like that. You are becoming Hausa gradually. You will not understand it. It's your own grandchildren that will become total Hausas. So please, let's take charge of this very orthography. Let's know it very well, how to pronounce our own sounds. Not pronouncing things like Hausa people when we are not Hausa people. So like this duet, what we knew, like 19. Okay, so excess of W. Like this. Like this. Okay. Is this the spelling of Okay, so this very number is not really following the way English is writing their own their own articles. Now we'll look at this very article in the English Wikipedia. What we are doing is that we are taking their own model. We don't change anything. Just bring it to WAPA and then just change the words that are not WAPA to WAPA, not to change the format at all. So please let's look at the English Wikipedia, en.wikipedia.org, and then we'll look at number 19, and then we'll see how it is written. So this is the format that is used in the English Wikipedia. You can see 19 is bold, and then there's a bracket. Then the word itself is inside the bracket, and then the bracket closes. Everything you are seeing here is a rule. Just follow it like that gradually. I know that there are a lot of people that are independent minded. When you set a rule for them, they don't follow that rule. They want to only do what they want to do, but it doesn't work in Wikipedia. You have to be a soldier by force. If they say go, you go. Come, you come. Sit down, you sit down. Write it like this, write it like that. Okay. Then when we finish, we usually end with a symbol. They call it full stop. This full stop means that you have ended your speech. Then you put a dot there. It doesn't cost anything to put a dot. And then when you have another word after a full stop or a comma, when you are breaking, you leave a space. These are basic rules of writing English language and any other language that uses the Latin alphabet. Even non-Latin alphabet like Hebrew, Arabic, they also have space. They have gap. By the time you combine a word with another word and you don't leave a gap, I can't be able to read it to understand what you wrote. So please let's follow rules of English language writing. We're using their own rules in our own language. Now, if you are writing the German language, every noun carries a capital letter. Every noun starts with a capital letter. Whether it's a proper noun, it is a non-proper noun, it has to carry a capital letter. That's their own rule. If you are using a French rule, if you are using French rule, when you are writing a proper noun, if it is a name of a language, you start with a small letter. It doesn't mean anything. That's French rule. But we were using English rule. English rule says that if you have a proper noun, start with a capital letter, big letter. That's why we start with primary school and nursery school. Capital letter A, small letter A, capital letter B, small letter B. These are the basics that we are supposed to have understood by now. But up to now, and most of us have finished university or college of education or polytechnic. So we were expected to have understood all these rules by now. And is there anybody who didn't do primary one among us? So everybody passed through primary one and nursery school. So let it not be that those things that we are taught in nursery school, we are not practicing it right now that we are finished and we have certificates. Okay, so please, whenever we are translating like this, we translate exactly as it is and just change the words that are inside. Only the ones that are inside the words or the line, they are the ones that we are going to change. So if we are translating a word like 19, this is how we do it. We copy and then we paste. And then if you want to make 19 bold, 19 bold, you put 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. And then this very one, this dwell watching you, we are going to put it inside this bracket. And it is going to be in small letter because the English one also started with small letter. And then we'll make it bold also like this. And then we'll say is, which is chi, the natural number following 18 and preceding 20, full stop. Natural number, we can still translate natural number as a pure number. And there's a Jukun Wikipedia already, I mean a Jukun Bible already. And we know there's already a translation of Holy Spirit. The word for holy can still translate pure, it can still translate natural, still the same word. So we can just peep into the Bible, look at what it is translated as, and then we already have a word for number earlier on. Then we also put it there, and then we know the word for following, then 18 and preceding coming before 20, full stop. So can we translate this one together, and then we follow this pattern together? So what is the word for holy or pure or natural in Jukun? What? Nyenye. Okay, chi. The number will be here. Chi number nyenye. Or what the word for number that will?
I don't know. Must we really go by the norms in the English language from which we're doing the translation? Because in the context of explaining or giving the meaning of the word of the number, we must not necessarily give the impression that it is meaning. We can as well refer to it as a number preceding 20 and after 18. We must not capture the natural aspect, because if we do that in the Jukun language, we may take it off.
You are running too fast. We wanted to push into the world so that by exporting the Bible, so we will tell you that the Bible will come up with.
So the translation may not give you what you want at the end of it. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes, you are right, because it's usually preached always that you don't have to follow literal translation. But personally, although you don't have to do it like that though, it's just a guide.
You are
Uh,
trying.
I want to be capturing the technical terms inside whatever we have, because the language is not usually going to remain, or is not always going to remain the way it is. It's going to graduate one day to like language of technology, and you actually need to translate these terminologies like natural numbers also in the future, because you translate mathematics someday to Jukun. So that's the reason why we're having this concept. But naturally, all the translators, especially we that have trained in MDT and also in other, they'll be like, no, you translate it based on the understanding rather than, but it's all a choice. And all of us may not be able to translate it in the same manner. But as much as possible, we capture almost all the technologies that are used as much as possible. Okay, so how do we translate as close as possible? 19 is a natural number following 18 and preceding 20 into Jukun. Or let's say, how do we translate 19 is the number that comes before 18 and after 20. Oh, okay. Okay, after 18 and before 20.
If it isn't here,
So put that one. Okay.
we can say, ask them what to you.
Sorry?
Ask them what to you. Chi si wa hiyo babu. Wa hiyo babu. Ask them what to if they accept now, we'll take it. said it out so that.
Yes, so that there is some. Maybe we can see that.
That system is supposed to be end.
Oh, no, another one. Tí a sí wà kí àgbẹ̀.
That is supposed to be.
You have different ways to say it. So you want to say this one, just keep quiet. After that person say the way you want to say it. Let me say my own now.
Yes, sir.
After one two, chisi wapinya kuwe wanta. Uka chisi wakati ndifu.
Slowly.
After one two, chi asi wapinya kuwe wanta. Uka chi asi wakati ndifu.
Let me just admit something there. Let's just remove Fuka. That Fuka. If we remove it,
They will give you a chance to write it so that you use it to edit it. So this person is saying this person is if you they are saying it in the box, so that as Madam just said, you write it, you use it as built.
That's what I want to what is the first
So tell them to get this. Baba, excuse me. Wait, let's capture what Baba said so that we use it to build on it. You understand?
I said one
So there's something tonight that will write.
Okay.
Hold it, let it slow.
Chisi wakinya kuwe wanta.
Chisin
Wakinya kuwe wanta.
Wakinya
Kuwe wanta.
ka. No, I want to get the spelling.
W-A-K-E-N.
Kenya.
W-K-I.
Which one are you?
Okay. Chisin Wakinya Yakin.
Is 1A. That's W-A. Then K-I. Assim de mansa. Yeah, can you see the mansa?
Okay. And
What table?
before 20 and before 20.
Table?
Watching
Wakati. Remove that chip.
Wakati.
Natural down. If I the fashion to Ndida immature part. Is it over a dara? Abdul Watson, chasing Waki Yoba, who Abdul Wansa, Badring Watson. I have added one to say.
That was the first one that I
Did
said.
you pick up on
That's okay. This works.
Okay, what she just said now, 19, it's a letter between, it's a number between 18 and 20. That's what she has said. That was the first one that I said. It's a number between 18 and 20.
Ganti na awale na aduma atumi ina ke aduma nsa annagana aduma atumi ina ke adizum ya den chichi aduma nsa ama da aduma atumi china ke aduma nsa den atumi ka chichi adizum in Chicago,
Must I do this, maintain the numbers the way they are in English?
It's a format. It's a
Anything
format.
numbers that we maintain it.
Yeah, just the way they arrange it in the English Wikipedia. And you just maintain it. Except maybe at the end of the day, when you are already used to editing, then you now form your own rules in the Jukun Wikipedia. If the way you want to be writing your own numbers is without the figures, you choose to do it like that, parallel, uniformly.
So this is the one we want to take. In the Adrian Watson T Adrian Watson you T AC Wakiyo Bababu Adrian Watson Adrian. So let's go to that.
Okay, let's do it small.
Yes.
Okay, as well, Watson, Chi Asi, Wa, Chi, Yo Bababu, Asi, Bu, Asi Dwe Wati, Tinta, Ba Adizu. Okay. Adwe Watu Chi Asin Wachi Yo Baba Bu Asin Dwe Wapi. What? Ba Adizu.
It's a number that's in between 18 and 20 as serious.
Okay, back it.
Someone is making an observation, sir.
Yes.
Right, I just want to observe just something. You know what Baba said earlier? I want to now, not that he didn't capture it, I want to get in English. You know, he's trying to give us the exact structure of the English expression of 18, 19, and 20. I think the only part which Baba left out was to have would have brought, what do you call it now? He brought 18 before 19, and which a brother named corrected it. Yeah, he observed that. So I am of the opinion that if we are limiting this translation to Yoruba, the idea will not be that we do not have a way of capturing it that we have behind and before. So I think we can adopt these two. The what Baba said earlier plus what this Baba also said now. So the both of them can actually capture it perfectly. So this one was emphasizing the number in between, while the other person earlier on established that what the number before and after. So I think there is a way you can capture that, he captured it well. So I think we can only replace 19 comes after 18 and before 20. And that was what I think we should take note so that we don't let go of that particular mistake.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So that's after Chi, then instead of you, Baba, we're going to have before or after Asin. Okay, okay, so now,
You can add something under it now.
okay, so we still have number 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. This one is number 19. So we can still do those ones. So personally, you can even edit those ones and then make it look like this one.
Maybe if somebody has worked on it, you can go and
Okay, so now I want to connect this one to Wikidata just one more time so that we understand it. So I've opened my window to Wikidata again, and then I'll copy this number Q39850, and then I'll come back here to connect it. I'll just put data box and then a pipe and then item equal to then the number, and then to connect it to other languages, just put the interwiki below it, and then a pipe and then paste it. That's all. This one at the top, this one below. So that gives us number 19, the data box. And then if you look at this one, by the time I click, I can be able to read in other languages. Like I can navigate back to English again. And then this is the way English wrote their own. And then I can now, if I want to make it longer, I'll just copy whatever is here as much as I want to translate again to a particular point, copy, and then come back to Jukun again. By the time I click here, I won't be able to go back to Jukun here because Jukun has not been published. It has not gone live yet, but I'll go back with my cursor back to this place. Then I'll click on this edit tool, a pen tool. Then below this place, I'll just add this very one, mathematics. Then I'll translate mathematics to Jukun. Then I'll begin to, this one is the file, this one is the image. We don't have to translate all these ones you are seeing up to this very tone, but you can translate after this very pipe. Anything here, you can translate it. And then you stop here, you don't translate any other thing again. Then you can also translate all these ones down. It's a dedication.
It's possible.
Many people are doing it.
We can still do that.
Yes. Every language Wikipedia did it, and many are still doing it.
We are joining it now.
Yeah, you will join very soon. Yeah, so you can make this one longer than it is right now. And please don't forget to add this category, but even if you forget, we'll add it on your behalf. So just concentrate on translating to Jukun. That's what the major thing that you have to do. So from just two words, we have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. About 13 words right now, but it's still short. So we can still extend it and make it longer by adding new sessions to it. So our meal is going to come by 12:30. Okay, right now.
12:30.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
No, now.
12:30 tomorrow.
Okay, sorry, 2:30. Okay, sorry. It's 2:30. Yes. So we dealt with about 4 websites. The very first one is Wikimedia Incubator. Then the second one is Meta, where we did the first registration. And then the third one is Translate Wiki, which has not been working for us yet. And then the very fourth one is the English Wikipedia. That one is a simple website of its own, on its own. So that one, we couldn't finish what we started yesterday. Should we finish it or we should leave it first? Should leave that one for now. The English Wikipedia creation. Or let me show you how to create Wikidata items, new ones. If you cannot be able to create for Wikipedia, you can be able to create for Wikidata. It's very easy for Wikidata and it's very short for Wikidata. All you need to do is to add statements. Someone doesn't have to be very, very famous. Like all our village heads of our district, district heads, our village heads, we can create Wikidata items for all of them. All of them. So let's do some of them, and please let's also observe, and then we create. In this very case, to create for you is going to be very easy, and then to create for um, for his name I forgot, Ajifada. To create for Ajifada it will be easy, and then to create for Power Coordinator, it will be very easy also, because they all have positions of authority in the academics or in the language. So first of all, we would have to browse Wikidata on Google. So once it opens, you are going to see something similar to this very page, which is the welcoming page of Wikidata. Once it has opened, if you are using a computer, you see this writing by the left hand side, and then you see this writing by the right hand side. But if you are using a phone, this is what sorry, this is what will show on your screen when you open it. You will not see anything by the left, you will not see anything by the right. But for you to be able to see things by the left and by the right, you go back, you go down to the screen, downside of your screen, you are going to see desktop view. You see desktop view. By the time you click on desktop view, it will turn to computer. Your phone will turn to like a computer. And then you see whatever you can do on a computer, you can be able to do on your phone. Once you have done that, go to the left hand side. You are going to see create a new item. Are we following? Wikidata. Create a new item. You see by the left hand side. So when you see create a new item, you just click on create a new item. Now let's create for, okay, let's start with the elders first before the young ones. So, yes, yes, sir. So let me get your full name.
James. Kenda Abu. Kenda K-I-N-D-A.
Kenda
Abu.
Abu.
That's
Okay, Kinda. Okay, Abu. Okay. Then your position. Yes. Okay. Okay, you are a clergy. Village head is more notable. Okay. But what is the village head called in Juku? Wasimbuda. Osimbo. Okay, so let's just retain village head of the village. Yes, Baking. So village head of Baking. You have a nickname? Yes, sir. Maso. 90 day. 90 day. 90. Okay, 90. 90 day. Okay, and another one. Okay, 90 days. Okay, you have another one.
It's Pastor 90 days, no Pastor
Pastor 90 days.
And we have Pastor Oyes.
Okay. Then we'll click on create to create it. Then we'll have other languages here. I want to translate your name to, but I won't have to translate it to. So I'll translate it to Ju, and then to Hausa, to Tyap, to German, to Nigerian Pidgin, to Yoruba.
This you are here, you want it from
Sir? No, many other languages will create also.
They will follow and
They will follow
also
this.
teach him as an native.
Can we follow that at
No,
No,
you cannot create. You can create for each guest.
yes, somebody else will do it for you. Yes, you can add the title. You can add the title later. But don't worry, you will see the sample from his own. You will see the sample from
That's
English. So if I want to say village head of BP in Tyap, that would be Ogwam. Ogwam means Aku. 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 Okay.
the title for leadership or traditional leadership. Traditional leaders. Not actually the traditional leaders.
This Agwam is every chief. Every chief. The big one, small one, all of them, they are Ogwam. But like okay, Batu. Atom. Okay, like this.
Or
So let's leave it like this, and then we'll click on publish. Once you publish it, you will not stop this way. Then you begin to add the statements. The statements are extra information about the person you are talking about. So if you leave it like this without adding any statement, it will be deleted. But if you add at least, let's say 5 statements, then it will be left. So once you click on that very, let me do it again. Once you click on add statement, you see add statement. You click on it, you see instance of a pop-up. So instance of human being, human, and then you publish it. If it's a town or a village, it will be instance of settlement. Then you add another statement by clicking on add statement, and then gender, male. Then you click on male, and then you publish it again. Then you add a third statement, occupation, that's community leader. Community leader will pop up. You click on community leader and you publish. And then you click on add value because he has more than one occupation. You put clergy and then click on clergy and then you publish it, and then that's two. Then you click on add statement again, given name. The given name is James. Okay, James, which is a male given name, and then you have citizenship, which is Nigerian or Nigeria. Okay, country of citizenship is Nigeria. Okay, that's about 5 statements, but you can add as much as possible. Date of birth. Okay. Okay, the day. The day.
Okay, 30th December.
Okay, 30th of December 1958.
He's still very young. He's still very young.
Yeah. Okay, my dad's one is 17 of the same month and the same year. Okay. And then family name is Kingdom. But this very name, okay, Abu. So the name Abu is not yet written as an item, but we can create it later on. So if it has not been created as an item, we'll create it later on. So we'll leave it this way as it is. And then when you have a picture, or maybe these pictures that we're snapping now, we'll upload them, then we'll add the image into this very, yes. Yes. So like this one now, this one will remain continually. Okay, so if we want to create another one again, then we'll go to the left hand side, then we'll go to create new item again. So let's go again. Yes, new item. Names, Makai, Daniel. Initials. No. Then description. No, you are are you a politician in Nigeria or you are a professor, academic? So you say Nigerian academic. And then do you have other names like nickname? Okay. Dr. Makai. Okay. And then we click on create, and then once it creates, then we can then translate to other languages as well. So like if we were to put it in Tyap, it would just be Makai Daniet, but we don't really translate everything like that. So your name as it is, we'll leave it like this, and then in the description we'll put Nigerian academic. That's your a tutorial picture, Nigeria, an academic, in Nigeria academic, a tutorial picture. No, this one would be, you can be able to see it if you browse this name, Makai Daniel, on Wikidata, on the search box, in the search box. And then the statement, the first statement will be instance of, and then we add human. That's one. And then the next one is we'll add the gender, which is male. That's two. And then we add a third statement, occupation. Academic. And you're a writer. Okay, wow. Oh no, what was not occupation? This is an occupation somewhere. Okay. So this one will follow later. They will check Makai for the first name, but this one is giving okay, it's a given name also, so it's already here. And then we add one more. Okay, then birth date, the 26th April 1985. The citation. So later we'll do it. And then this country of citizenship, Nigeria. Still the same thing. It's just one. It can't give you more than this. The languages spoken, okay, they'll publish it first. Then click on value again, the WAPA. Oh, sorry. So in terms of languages, it doesn't give only Jukun as a value. It's either Wapa or Takun, or they broke it into pieces like that. Any other one? Okay, pigeon, you understand pigeon? Okay, so you can still add more to it by clicking on add value, and then the same thing with the add statements. You can still be able to have, and then educated at alma mater, where you graduated from. Okay. Okay. Okay, Amadu Bello, and then University of Ibadan. Okay, UNN. And then another one. Another one. Okay. Michigan. Okay, Michigan. Okay. Okay. So we usually add citations too to this kind of items, but we have to go to Google and search for the name Makai Daniel. Yeah, I want to get one of those information like where you school, cited somewhere. Yes. Okay, so your number on Google Scholar is is uh, is so go back and then search for Google Scholar and then add the number. Uh, Google Scholar. Photo ID. Is this one my own? Okay. Okay. But this very presentation, is it on what is it on academic? Wouldn't it? Okay. So if it's on academic, then we use the citation for academic. So we'll just copy the citation and then go back to Wikidata and then go to where academic is. Yes, so we'll go back to where academic is, that's under occupation, and then we add the reference to it right here. So we click on add reference and then we type URL, reference URL, you click on reference URL and then you click on the URL and publish it. But then that one is not enough. We put the date that it was retrieved, and then we put the date that it was retrieved. Yeah. So click on retrieved, and then we'll put the date today, which is 22nd of February, 2026. Yes, and then we publish it again, and then so this is the information. Everybody will be able to trace the name. So if we have more references referencing this very academic, then we can still be able to add reference by click on reference. And then if there's another one that is referencing the poet part of it, then you add reference again the same way, the same pattern. So at the end of the day, every item is supposed to have some. Even Atasu here will actually still go online and search for for him also to reference his own article also, so that at least at the end of it we should have nothing less than 2 or 3 references per item. So I will just make, as they are sharing the whole thing, I'll still create for him and then we'll just pause the bit and then okay, women. Yes. What?
said you want to create another one for somebody about that same.
Yes.
So I said, let you people consider the gender.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Okay. Is she the writer of that book? That book that we have? Is she a writer of a book? But still, if she registers with Wikimedia, and you can still be able to create for her. She should create for another person. Huh? Name, name. No, personal name. I'm going to now they want to share the so your full name. Okay, W-A-W. Wait, the nurse is not. Okay, I'll open So we are coming back by 3 o'clock, or 3 o'clock is too soon. Maybe 3:15 from our break. Then we'll continue before we close.
So this is the practice. This is the national team. But I think the national team there's supposed to be the I here supposed to be A. I have the flash here.
But how much is it there?
No, it's not available now. I have to call somebody to give me the stuff. Yeah, I have to call somebody to give me the stuff so that I get it by the time I print it.
But you brought another place. You brought but are we holding this up or you?
This one is the national thing. I don't know. But if you leave it in flash,
Okay.
I think you.
No, I can snap it and then. I can
You can snap it, there's no problem.
let me just snap it and then.
This is the current one that we have. Other one. But this is H. want to create this, when you come to this site, where do you put it again?
This one is for the name of the person.
The name of the person.
Yes,
This record.
yes, and the description is the position the person is going for, which is like a Nigerian academic or actor.
Like teacher. What of this one?
But that one is for nickname.